Hi cuties! Today we're gonna climb a mountain and possibly die. We'll see.
Mount Gozaisho is located in the Suzuka mountain range located about an hour south of Nagoya in the town of Yunoyama Onsen. We rode the Yunoyama line from Yokkaichi straight to it, met up with a few others, and boarded a bus to take us there for our hike. Upon arrival, we found we still had a ways to go before our entry point. In fact, it was basically like taking a hike to the hike. Thankfully, there was a lot of beautiful nature to be seen on the way there. When we finally arrived at the Nakamichi, or inside route entry point, we already had to catch our breath, or at least I did, because I have never been hiking before. That's right, I am a Colorado girl, and I've never been hiking. I am a disappointment to my people. We set off, immediately going the wrong way, and were forced to slide down a dirty, semi-wet slope of leaves, forcing me into an intimate relationship with Mother Nature fairly early on. I feel I was unprepared for this level of commitment. We get back on track, and I have to say that the nature and geological composition of Gozaisho was not what I expected. I had expected the rich vegetation that you find in many a Japanese forest, and there's always a part of me just waiting to catch a glimpse of some mythical Ghibli character. What I hadn't expected was the weird rock formations that were both solid and sandy. It brought up a great amount of debate in our group as to the classification, but we settled on, guys, can we just sit on them for a second and remember how to breathe? It's in the sedimentary group. Another fun spectacle is the fact that hiking mountains seems to be a very popular pastime of Japanese people in their 50s, 60s, 70s, and, well, basically a wide range of elderly folks who are way better and faster at hiking than any of us in the group, and we even had an Australian with us. Everyone is super nice though. Many times they chatted with us and took pictures, never once making fun of how red in the face I was or how I basically couldn't move upwards through the rocks without groaning in exhaustion. I told you, first time hiker. Though that did not stop countless impromptu karaoke moments throughout the day, including a rendition of Misty Mountains. There were lots of beautiful lookout points on the way there, providing luscious landscapes to remind you how small you are, how high up you are, and of course to remind you that there is a perfectly good ropeway you opted out of taking, and now people glide over you, waving, mocking your pain and poor life decisions. But alas, we carried on. On this hike, I was also told there would be light rock climbing. Did I mention that I have also never been rock climbing? Cause yeah, I'm pretty sure my lack of experience almost got me killed 3 or 4 times. I'm totally fine, Mom. Just a joke. I swear. Then my new Australian friend in the group was basically showing off the whole time, jumping out of trees and climbing rocks I didn't know were stable enough to climb. I'm pretty sure if we had been closer to the precariously placed boulder that's rather famous from an earthquake and landslide where it rolled and just landed there like that, he would have climbed it while mocking us pitiful Americans on the way, and I would have filmed it. Nah, he was good fun. Well, most of the time, but we'll get to that later. The one thing I'll say that totally was in my favor was the elevation. Whenever we did stop to rest, I had no problem breathing, while the higher we got, the more everyone else seemed to struggle a little. Thank you, Mile High City, for training my lungs to breathe thin air. Can I get my Colorado Girl certification back now? And so, we finally made it to the top. 1,212 meters, or 3,976 feet of mountain had been conquered in just 3.5 hours. Congratulations to me, 50 points to Slytherin. The only downside was it was completely cloud covered, so the view was basically whiteness. Though at many points it was just spooky and eerie like a Silent Hill video game. We did take the ropeway down, which was actually more terrifying for me than the climb was. At least in climbing, you can grab onto rocks and trees if you fall. In a cable car, you drop, you die, which my new Australian friend would point out several times on the way down, earning him about 27 hard glares. Anyway, the Gozaisho ropeway is actually the longest in Japan at 2.16 kilometers, taking about 12 minutes to travel one way. That's 12 minutes of sitting in a terrifying death box if you're like me. Overall, hiking Gozaisho was an adventure I doubt I'll ever forget, and maybe would even consider doing again. The plentiful supply of onsen nearby are also a great appealing point post-hike. If you have further questions, leave them down below or on Facebook, Tumblr, and Twitter, and I'll see you next time, cuties. Bye!
Manicures. Yeah, right.
Guys, I just got my nails done. I can't do this anymore. I'm sorry.
I'm going home.
Blood on the rock.
Oh, really?
Yep. This is where the pterosaurs come through the fog and pick us off one by one. Everyone find the Australian.
Now we want to sing. The hills are alive.
No. They're dead. The hills are dead. If I know the gods in gold. Beautiful. We'll rehearse that again later.
Hey.
Well, at least if it dropped, we'd all die.
Yeah. I heard about that.
At least.
And it would be fairly quick.
It would be quick.